Hey everyone. So this is your first Monday morning Scrum meeting. So I'm going to talk about my week goals and sort of what I'm looking forward to for the next couple months. So right now it's just before Christmas. It's November 11th, and I'm starting to get really stressed because I have three pet portraits to finish for Christmas. One of them is half done. So one of the things about running an art business is realizing very quickly that there are only so many paintings that you can make in a month, and your paintings, you can only price them as high as people will buy them. So while my paintings are fairly reasonably priced, I don't think underpriced, but there's definitely room for growth there because my career is still basically in the emerging stage. So there's like a limit on what I can make in a month based on what I can produce. And this is one of those sort of sad realities that artists need to quickly realize if they're trying to go full time. So right now, obviously, my short-term goal is just to get through those pet portraits. I'm also in the Square Foot Show at the end of November, early December. So those paintings are done and submitted. So that is great. And yeah, after that, I'm just finishing up my autumn series of paintings with some minis. So they're 6x6s, and I price them for under 100, so $90. And I do that because I realize that they sell very quickly at $90. Anything that's easy to grab and take away and doesn't cost too much makes a nice gift. So that's one thing to think about if you're trying to start an art business, is how can you get some smaller products that you don't need to price too high, that people can just take away, and it's sort of, it could be like an impulse buy for them maybe. Those are really good things to work on and focus on. So I'm doing 4 little minis for the rest of my autumn season series before I get into my winter series. So that's also on my radar for the end of the month. And the last thing is that I was given a canvas by the art store. And it's actually a really cool canvas. I'll show you guys in another post, but it's a watercolor canvas. So the grain of it is really, really fine. The grain of the canvas, it's just beautiful. And I've never painted watercolor on canvas before. So this is going to be quite the experience. And it is a 24 by 36. So it's quite large. I'm going to be painting sort of a West Coast inspired landscape on that. Kind of misty sort of mountains with some evergreen trees and a little river going through it. So that will be living at the art store, though. They gave me the canvas so that I could do a demo for the art store, but I will share that process with you. So that's also on my radar for November. And then obviously going into the new year, I'm going to have to reevaluate the pet portrait thing. I love doing them. My process right now is very labor intensive. I can't keep working like this and making money. So essentially just on the financial side, I've had to turn down 3 contracts already. And it's only November, but I know that I can't get more done because they take about 40 hours each because I paint every single hair. So I'm going to be working on a new method of doing pet portraits that doesn't necessarily compromise the overall look and feel of them, with this sort of high realism that like a pet memorial might require. I still want to keep that sensitivity in them because I think it's really important that that comes across with memorial paintings and pet portraits. But I do need to find a way of doing them a little bit more quickly, just so, you know, ideally I could take on maybe 2 more projects instead of having to turn down so many. And I don't like turning clients down too. So those are my goals for the next week. I'm also going to be working 3 days a week in the art store. And I have one more thing that's come in. I have a marketing graphic for a skate park, and they want some really high level graphics. So I'm going to be working on that, and they do want that pretty quick. So that's definitely on my radar for the week. The final thing that I have is I have joined the forum. It's a group of women, and it's organized by RBC actually, and it's for female entrepreneurs. So I'll put a link to that. That's pretty cool. They were kind enough to let me in for free because my financial situation is not so stable considering I'm trying to build an art business at the moment. So that was really generous of them. They do have a sliding scale for that because they don't want to keep people out for financial reasons. And they're basically giving a whole bunch of workshops over these months to help women build their business and also to network with each other and find different resources and things. So that's the other thing on my radar for this week. So essentially For the end of the month, this week and to the end of the month, are finishing my 4 minis for my autumn series. Digging right into those pet portraits. I'd like to really get those finished way on time. Doing the forum workshops and working at the art store, and then working on that rendering. So it's a pretty big week coming up. I will give you a little Friday report on what I actually managed to accomplish. And yeah, if you're sort of working towards similar goals, please don't be afraid to mention in the comments. I would love to hear from you and see what you're working on and see what your sort of long-term and short-term goals are for the end of the year here and this week. So yeah, take care and thanks for checking in. Bye bye, guys.